Of South Florida edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by TransWorld Business Advisors.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon and happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to another week of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, and welcome to another monthly edition of our TransWorld Business Advisors Iconic Eateries of South Florida episode. And boy, is this a fitting meeting of the minds. We are at a Let's Eat South Florida favorite, and LESF meets IESF, Iconic Eatery of South Florida. Andy Cagnetta from TransWorld Business Advisors, and the one and only Jack Studiali of Tropical Acres Steakhouse.
Good afternoon.
In Dania, Fort Lauderdale. Call it what you want, 2500 Griffin Road. And on the far edge here, we have Jeff Defo DeForest making a good Monday appearance after a Dolphins victory. We're all happy. We're all smiles
it's
today.
Great. Well, look, I've known Andy Cagnetta, and I appreciate both of these guys a great deal. We go way back, all of us. And he was always a very, very vital and enthusiastic supporter of sports radio down here for many, many years. Yeah. TransWorld Business Brokers at first, and now he's advising people, which is even better. And what we all know about Jack Studiali, I can't think of a more fitting place to be, especially for the Let's Eat South Florida crowd, of iconic restaurants than to be right here at Tropical Acres. It's a great occasion.
Thank you.
Well, Jack, Andy, do you want to just kind of run down what is the whole, I guess, the criteria for an iconic eatery? We know we've discussed it and we've launched this.
Yeah, we've launched it and we gave it to Southport last month, excuse me. And,
their 50th.
Their 50th anniversary. And, at TransWorld, we love to see family businesses thrive. We love for things to stick around for a long time. And, if anybody ever wants to sell, of course, we're here to help them sell because we want to keep these iconic brands alive. And, I have to hand it to all the folks at Let's Eat South Florida for helping us because we got Hot Dog Heaven done and we were able to sell Hot Dog Heaven.
Well, that's congratulations on that deal.
Nice job. Kept them alive.
Kept them alive. They are closed right now, so I just want to. They are putting a brand new grease trap in, and they're doing some fix-ups inside. And Larry Barra is going to come out of the gates and be serving those hot dogs. Same vendors, same everything, and we're just really happy for everybody.
What an iconic spot.
Yeah, have you been there, Jack?
I've been there.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know that you.
I find the parking. Mm-hmm. And then I go inside. I know the routine now. You order, you wait, but it's super. I love the energy. The vibe is great, and the food's wonderful.
It's one of those. Again, it's an iconic eatery. It's been down here for over 50 years, almost. Well,
yeah.
I forgot when the Stars opened it, and we'll have to get in there and meet the new owners. Can you shed any quick light about their background? Or?
Yeah, Joe Barra was. He is, I said Larry, I think, but it's Joe, excuse me. And Joe used to own Honor Roll in the 110 Tower across from the courthouse. So that was a pretty famous place to go eat. And so he's used to big crowds and serving lunch. And he has some other background in the restaurant business, but they're really looking forward to it. Again, we put that out on Let's Eat South Florida. We had 300 shares. We had over 1,000 likes. We had at least 3 or 4 people come forward and want to buy the location and keep it alive. And we were lucky enough to get it done for everybody.
That's good. All right. Well, meanwhile, let's move on to the honoree this month, and they're not looking to sell. They have been here for 75 years. He's giving me a look like,
no, you're right. We're not looking.
I saw him hand his card to Andy before we got the show going.
Well, I'll know where to go if we're looking.
No, and Jack, look, he's a man about town too, because I ran into him yesterday on my Sunday travails, watching football and eating and drinking with the lovely Val. Ran into him and his lovely wife Terry at Shuck and Dive, which is another kind of classic spot in Fort
we
Lauderdale.
love it there. It's great.
And I love Jack because he goes out and about. He checks out new places. He's a classic restaurateur in that
I get a lot of that input from Terry. And she tells me what's going on. I'm busy working and she's exploring and picking up on all the new places.
Yeah, no, and I guess she's an
But Shuck and Dive's not a new place.
No, not a new place, but definitely one of those perennials. But meanwhile, let's get to your place, and we've got some food here which people will recognize. Some of the happy hour classics. We've got the escargot, we've got the caprese salad, we've got the shrimp cocktail, and it's all part of what makes Tropical Acres tried and true, and for special occasions or just a weeknight dinner with your family and loved ones, and come on in. Monday night is great because it's half price wine night. 75 years, Jack.
Yeah.
Do you feel every bit of it?
Today I do. The last 10 days I have, because
you keep dragging them in here at lunchtime, Mayo.
Yeah.
Where's you out?
I'm a little under the weather, but for the most part, man, I still love it.
Yeah.
I get up and I can't wait to go to work. My wife thinks that's crazy, but I just enjoy going to work. And then, of course, I have backed off. I don't work every night anymore. I'm only here on weekends and during the week evenings when there's a need, holidays, and when one of my boys needs the night off, I'll fill in. But I still really love the energy.
Yeah, and when this dining room is full and buzzing, you got the piano players. Are they here every night? You have a piano player
every night but Monday.
Every night but Monday, and then of course Monday and Tuesday night you have the half price wine night. Every day you have the happy hour in the bar from 4:30 to 6:30 with just unbelievably good values. I mean, to get a martini of that quality of Belvedere vodka, top shelf vodka, it's like $8, which, there are places down on Los Alamos now, they're charging $20-$25.
Raise your price.
It just makes me happy.
No,
I know.
That's the easy thing to do.
I'm going to list the reasons of why I love
a lot
Tropical
of
Acres,
losses.
and I could be here for a long time, but it's got just finest in fresh cut, fresh butchered, steaks, prime rib. The prime rib is so tender. I went to a place last week that's noted for its prime rib, and it was good value, and it came out nice the way I ordered it, pretty, but just it wasn't as tender. And I think it's because of the way that you prepare it and cook it here.
It's a process.
It's a process.
We don't vary from the process.
Yeah, and it comes out consistent every time. I love the prime rib. I love the filet mignon. I love the half price happy hour. I love the half price wine night. I love the loyalty reward club card, where for every 12 entrees, you get the 13th one on the house, up to a $35 value. It's all part of the whole equation that adds up to a place that value, quality, service, and great food, great people. I could go on and on. Somebody stop me, Defo.
You have been going on and on.
Listen.
It's been great to witness this, and you haven't even taken a bite of anything yet, which is really surprising. But you were talking about, and you asked Andy about this, the criteria, and I was thinking about this in my walk of life. What makes an iconic place? So longevity would have to obviously be one.
Yep.
Consistent, high level of presentation. But to do this over 75 years, I mean, it's one thing like, I guess Joe Stone Crabs would be synonymous with the kind of iconic
That's the
idea.
oldest in South Florida.
Yeah, and it's got stone crabs in the name, which is the unique delicacy that we have here in feature. But what would the criteria be besides longevity, high level of quality, reputation? Obviously has to be impeccable. What community and
community involvement?
I mean,
maintaining the
quality.
high standards.
Yeah,
and consistency
and family owned. I mean, we want those independent operators here in South Florida. And I'll tell you, one of my favorite things about Tropical Acres is you could bring a family here and you could have 12 people, you could have 20 people, and you order your food and it's coming out on time and it's coming together and it's hot and the service is impeccable, and you could bring the kids and it's great value. I mean,
and you could say almost anything and they won't get upset, like separate checks for 12, and they'll like grimace and they'll do it.
That came up at Saturday's staff meeting, which we have a staff meeting with everybody every Saturday. And some of the servers asking, why do we get so many large parties, 8s, 10s, 12s? Because we take a minute and review. Laura, you're getting a 12 at 6:30, but you got to have it out of here because you got another 10 at the same table at 9 o'clock. So anyway, we go through the evening kind of on a quick scale, but we do a lot of big groups, and it's because they're organized. We pair the servers together so they're not solo; they're working in
tandems,
a team.
always in tandems,
Always
yeah.
in tandems. Sometimes there's situations where we need to break them up, but for the most part, and we find the team that works well together, and they mesh. They really complement each other. So that's critical. But we're able to do big tables, and it works.
And you hit on
smoothly.
something, Andy, the fact that it's, locally owned, family operated. So you put a face to the name. When you say Tropical Acres, you think of Jack Studiali, you think of his son Joe and Jackson that are, greeting people and roaming the floor and touching tables every night. And to me, that's really what makes a restaurant special. Is so many people, like, you might have good food at a meal, but you'll remember the personal touch. And when somebody like Jack comes out and says, oh, it's your birthday, you get a dessert on the house. What did you want? And then they order a slice of the cheesecake or the key lime pie, and people love it. And they remember those little touches. And it's
remember back in the day when there were a lot of independent or family-owned businesses, Zinkler's Bavarian, George Harris at the Harris Imperial House, Ed Walchick at the Sea Grill. Most of the restaurants were that way.
Yeah.
Even the Mai Kai, Bob Thornton.
Welcome back, Mai Kai. They're doing these preview dinners now, and hopefully we'll get in there soon.
We're going to get in there soon.
Another iconic place in Fort Lauderdale that just underwent extensive renovations, 4 years closed.
Well, we have to throw in the sign, though, too, as part of the being iconic.
Oh, the Tropical Acres are the one on Federal Highway.
I just
is that like
Jack
one of the
about
great
that.
signs in any city, and as soon as you see it, you think of how long and how outstanding this restaurant's been. But what I liked about it, I was probably on like a 20-year layoff of coming to Tropical Acres, because I used to come here maybe circa early 90s a lot, and when I was hanging out with John Jarvis, and he was running the radio station sales department, and then after all of that time, you come back and it's the same level of excellence and same standards that you guys had years ago, and unfortunately for you, Jack, the same prices pretty much. But it's good for the customer.
Most customers realize that. But some of them are quick to say, "Hey, you went up 25 cents on that." But that's okay. We'll take it we'll take the criticism.
Look, Jack,
but we try hard to maintain the prices. We really do. We beat up our purveyors, and so that we don't have to raise the prices.
It's still, and again, you could come in here on a Monday night. Okay, I'm going to give a hypothetical that maybe I've done a few times or more than a few times. Yeah, maybe. Come in here to the bar. You see the Nick or Tony. They're both doing a great job. Young guys that are really on the ball in the bar.
Aren't they great?
Yeah, they are great.
They
and
complement
Tony,
each other. They are. Tony's one of the happiest guys I know, and he's straight.
People person, just
meaning he's not looped up on something.
No, he's just a naturally happy person. And Nick is kind of maybe more all business, but he'll take care of you. Come in here, I get my Belvedere martini for $8, and then I march in here on a Monday night, and I'll split a prime rib, and the twin lobster special is still ongoing for another week or two, right? Like the 22nd is the cutoff?
Friday.
This Friday.
This Friday.
The 20th. All right, the final 5 days of the $39 New England twin lobster special, flown in all the time, and you get two of them with a salad and a side dish for $39. So you get that for $39. You get a half price bottle of wine that you could get a good bottle for like $25, cheaper than at any liquor store. And then you can also get your prime rib. You add on only like another $35 on top of that. You're talking about dinner for two, surf and turf, highest quality with wine for $100. I mean, pinch me. It's 1985 all over again. Jack, I know we've gone through this before, but for those who might be tuning in for the first time or don't know the full backstory, can you just give the brief history? 75 years, it opened up, not the Studiali family, but cousins of yours, right? The Harveys. And just take us through the years. And there's been some ups and downs and struggles, right?
Yeah. Gene Harvey, my mother's first cousin, came to South Florida on vacation. He had a restaurant at the same time in Yonkers, New York.
Yep.
And he came down here on a vacation. He saw maybe this would be a good spot. And so he came back and he started looking for a property. He purchased this property in 49 and renovated it. It was a single family home, added a small addition.
Wow.
And
I didn't realize it was a single family home.
yeah,
at the time.
yeah. That section there, the lobby,
Right.
the bar, and the office.
Were there tomato fields or farmland
Yeah.
around here?
Dania was big in tomatoes.
Yeah.
Tomatoes and orange groves.
Yeah, they used to
Yeah.
have a tomato fight every year.
Yeah, Dania had the tomato festival.
Yeah, it was
You know,
something.
they had the parade and the tomato queen. It was a big thing.
It
That's
was, yeah.
gone by now, but
But so he opened up in
he opened up in
1949.
49, changed the name of the restaurant in New York to the same Tropical Acres, and so they were like. And then he went on, had somebody operate it for him because he was operating the one in the city, and then we're in Yonkers. And then he ended up getting two more, Boynton Beach and Pompano.
So there were multiple Tropical
Yeah,
Acres.
both
at
on
one
Federal
point.
Highway, Boynton
Pompano,
Beach.
I think I remember people
And-
talking about it,
and-
but I don't know when it.
And Pompano.
Yeah.
And again, he had people he knew and trusted. They were actually uncles or cousins, family members, and they operated them for many years until they ran its course.
Right. And then there was a fight. Well, before we get to that, it's interesting. There's like this Yonkers to South Florida pipeline because not only the Harveys with Tropical Acres, but I don't know if you remember the name Patricia Murphy and the
Sure.
Candlelight Lounge.
Yeah.
And I think she also was up on Central Avenue in Yonkers and then brought them down here to South Florida. And that became kind of a regional chain. And then those ended up, kind of being bygone. And then, but here we are, 75 years later. Tropical Acres is still here. And you guys came involved when there was a
64.
fire in 60.
It burnt down in 64,
Hmm.
April 1st of 1964. I referred to him as Uncle Gene. He wasn't going to rebuild it. He was just going to sell the property. My dad, having retired from the Navy the same year after 22 years in the Navy, he got together and he decided, look, we'll invest, we'll rebuild it. And so my dad became partners with my mom and dad became partners with Uncle Gene.
And your dad was
And
Sam
that's
Studio.
Sam.
And that Defo, very familiar with Sam.
Great
because-
Sam
know my
Studio.
dad.
Yes.
Sure.
Was
He,
one of the first things I saw. He was a sponsor of Let's See the Races with Bob Savage,
Yeah.
who was the
you
track
and-
announcer
yeah.
caller for many, many years. And this was on TV. Imagine that, how far we progressed from those days where you had to pay. And
Wow.
this was like a big deal. It was on TV. And
That's
It's like
right.
every
pay-per-view to
morning,
watch the races. Yeah.
And Bob Savage would give a live endorsement on TV
Yeah.
for Tropical Acres. And it was actually pretty effective because I would imagine, too, you got quite a few of the racetrack crowd here.
It did. That's good you bring that back.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad loved the track. He loved the
Yeah.
horses. He would study the form and then he'd go and do his thing. Then he'd come here for dinner and do what he does here. But he really enjoyed it. And it was good that he enjoyed it. And of course, made your acquaintance. So it was even doubly good.
I think I saw him slumped over the rail a couple of times.
I'm
After
sure.
bidding a couple
No,
of
that was
Savage's
me.
tips.
Yeah. No, but he was a true track reprobate.
He definitely was, yeah.
he
No,
was-
and I've seen your son there, Joe, one time when we did one of our Lunchbox brunch bashes out at Temple.
I'm not surprised.
He was
Yeah.
there on a Sunday, kind
Yeah,
of enjoying himself.
good.
at the
But,
day of the race.
Had the
So-
receipts from Saturday night that he
Oh no!
not given to the Wells Fargo people.
No. Okay. But anyway, so my dad and mom operated it. My sister and I got involved sometime in I came in 73. My sister came in mid 80s, and and then the mom and dad kind of phased out. So Carol and I were running it. She retired recently, so now it's me. But in the interim, I've got Joe and Jackson, and of course, a great chef, George in the kitchen, and my butcher, George Rivera. So things are moving along.
And you had a
smoothly.
second fire also.
Second fire.
that you rebounded
It
from.
was August of 2011.
Maybe
can't
we should
forget
call
that
this
day.
place the Phoenix because
Yeah.
it keeps rising from the ashes.
Yeah.
It's
I
Yeah.
had a sponsor at one time. It was Danny's 19th hole, and he had a second fire, but then he disappeared to Costa Rica.
It's not the same kind of fire.
No. Okay.
And what was unique about it is only his place burnt, while the other places in the same
well
strip mall
contained. It's
were fine.
A miracle. A miracle.
Wow, you hang with some real people, huh?
I was
some
introduced to him
characters.
casually by a friend
Oh
who made
man!
that
Meanwhile,
suggestion.
talking about characters, I feel like the smartest man in America today because I did not watch the Tyson fight. I did
Yeah.
not fall for it,
Oh, yeah, no,
and they didn't
it
even
was great.
charge people extra. It wasn't pay per view,
No.
but people still felt like they were ripped off. That's kind of crazy.
I watched it, but
Yeah.
it didn't come on till 11:30.
Yeah, it was too
pretty
late.
I
late.
fell asleep shortly after
For
it
all
started.
the old geezers. And Mike Tyson is 2 weeks younger than me. He was born June
wow.
30th of 66. I was born June 17th of
You
66.
might have had a better chance.
And it was past my bedtime. So, but anyway, Tropical Acres, we are here. We are basically celebrating 75 years. I don't know if they call that a diamond jubilee or what, but
I don't know what it is.
are you geared up for this latest winter holiday season? And you've
Yeah.
got Thanksgiving is completely full, right?
Thanksgiving is booked, which
Yep.
is really good. I mean, we do have we're always able to fit somebody in. And in this business, most independent business, there's that personal attention, the personal touch. Saturday night, I had 2 customers that were in for dinner, and reluctantly they didn't make a reservation, but we were able to do it because, you know them. It's
Right.
goodwill. It's
Sure.
it's like you always have room for.
Do you have the Henry Hill system where you put a table in the front there?
Yep.
Yeah, just drop it right down in
Drop
front.
it right in.
Yeah.
I'm good, thank you.
So it's again Thanksgiving fully booked, but
Yep.
that's okay because you're open Black Friday. I mean, there's
Yep.
no special holiday menu
No,
that
and
day,
it's-
but it's the
it's,
same good day to celebrate also.
Hopefully they'll come in.
And then the holiday schedule here is you're closed Christmas Eve and New Year's Day, but open Christmas Day and New Year's Eve.
Correct.
And you can make the reservations now for those big holidays upcoming. Again,
And I recommend Christmas because the same thing's going to
it's
happen.
filling up. Yeah.
3 weeks before, there aren't going to be any
Right.
available.
So give a call right now, today, 954-989-2500. I think I got the phone number right.
That's right.
It's on my speed dial
Yeah,
because,
there
you
you
know,
go.
these things, I'm in here a lot. And so is my, family. My daughter's coming back from Florida State and just celebrated her 19th birthday yesterday. She'll be in town later this week for the Thanksgiving break. And I'm sure she's going to want to come in because, forget people who say, oh, it's only for a certain age group. My daughter is 19. She loves this place. Of course, I've been bringing her
Over the
here.
years, that perception has changed a lot.
Yeah.
And you can come in any night of the week, and depending, Friday nights a lot of twos, a lot of deuces, dates, and Saturday a lot of families. During the week, it's a lot of visitors that are moved that come over from the hotels. They're going on a cruise on. So they're here the night before. So it's quite a mix, but we get a lot of regulars. A lot of regulars. We meet people that come in frequently. They want a certain server. They want to sit at a certain table. We were talking earlier, Lubie and I, about the chop steak, which is a great item. There's people
his
that come
dad
in
got it.
just for the chop steak.
That was my late father's favorite.
Yeah.
Every time
I mean,
he
it's
came
delicious.
in.
We grind it. He's grinding it now.
That's great.
We
That
grind
great
it every day.
fresh sirloin ground up, and then you top it with the gorgonzola cheese and the sautéed mushrooms and the onions. And I get that sometimes just in tribute to my dad, and it's really satisfying. It's a good dish.
You can eat the whole thing.
Reasonable. So many different options here. Again, my favorites are the prime rib, the filet mignon special cut, the barrel cut, the rack of lamb I always love, the surf and turf marsala, which is the tenderloin strips and shrimp over a bed of linguine and like a marsala sauce. I think I could keep going on in the whole menu. Defo, do you have you're a seafood guy, right? You like the
I'm a big fan of the seafood here. My wife is very picky about virtually everything. I had the scallops last time we were here, and phenomenal job. I mean, I wouldn't overlook that part of the menu if you're thinking about it, because you think of Tropical Acres, naturally you think of steaks and the prime rib, but no slouch in the seafood category either. So everybody can find something to their satisfaction, and they take the same pride in everything they do, which makes it iconic, Mayo. That's what makes for an iconic place.
And the other thing that makes it for iconic places is that they're able to kind of roll with the punches of whatever, life and the universe throws their way. And that includes a pandemic, which happens about once every 100 years. And they weren't around for the last one. But for this pandemic and COVID in 2020, very nimble on your feet, you pivoted to doing the butcher shop, which now remains, and it's a great place to come during the daytime if you want to pick up some steaks to throw on the grill at home, right?
That's been a revenue source. Those off hours, we're not open in the morning and afternoon. Now we have a new revenue source, and it's worked out very well for us.
Yeah, we love it.
Most of that I have to kind of give credit to the people that work here. I mean, they're inventive. They have great ideas. I pick their brain, and I get a lot of ideas from them. And then we line out the details on how to do something, and they follow through. I've got a young lady that's a hostess for me, Casey, and she just does a super job. She's got good ideas. She handles the social media now. But our success really leans on the servers, the dining room staff, the kitchen staff, and we never forget them.
Yeah, and
in fact, Christmas time, this is a great time to remember them.
Yes, very generous. Always be generous with the tips. And you guys, again, you're old school in that there is no credit card surcharge, right? And there is no automatic service charge or gratuity. You kind of tip what you feel is appropriate. And these are all the little touches that makes you popular on Let's Eat South Florida, because the group, 176,000 strong, for some reason they don't like to see all these additional charges when they go out to eat. So you stay tried and true to.
We need to, and you know what, that charge, the putting the credit card fees on the check and letting the customer pay for it, that touches a nerve. I see that more and more, and I'm really surprised at the establishment that just takes it for granted that the customer's not going to mind.
Right.
Because they do mind.
Yeah.
They do mind. And it might raise a question. Hey, do you want to go there again? It was only $7 added to our bill, but still, do we really think that they probably should be more efficient, cut corners somewhere else, or just absorb it and make maybe a few dollars less on the bottom line? Those are all better solutions than passing it on to the customer. That's such a worn out phrase, pass it on to the customer. And we take offense to it.
Yeah. And then, I always say that people don't like seeing these little charges. They consider it ticky tack, and that just somehow build it into an overall price and let just people get their one price, and then they don't feel like they're being nickeled and dimed.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you've stayed, true to that route. Again, we're at Tropical Acres. It's an iconic eatery of South Florida with Andy Cagnetta from TransWorld Business Advisors. They are in the business of making businesses go, buy, sell, whatever you are wanted to do. But it looks like the Tropical Acres crew, they are here maybe for another 75 years.
We can only hope. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what we want. We want these restaurants to stay around, like the Mike High, like everything. We were helpful in finding Bill Fuller, the new partner there.
Right. And you help facilitate deals when families, are ready to, if they are ready to sell or bring
Well, they're
on
still
new
there.
people.
I mean, the family is still there, and they're coming up with the new dances as we speak.
Yes.
So,
I'm looking forward to getting in there for my first, tropical tiki drink and a poo-poo platter, which is
You
one
were
of my
instrumental
favorites.
in that.
Yeah.
You worked
It's
with them.
all good.
Yep.
That's great.
Hey, do you want to take a break and then do the formal presentation? Because we do honor our iconic eateries with a little a bonus, a plaque. But we'll do that. Let's take our first break. Before we do, I just got word on the Lunchbox. One of our great sponsors, the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival, is upcoming right after the holidays, January 13th to the 19th. And this just in. There is now a new promo code for Lunchbox viewers. Also, if you're on Let's Eat and happen to come across this, just use the promo code Lunchbox and you'll get an extra 15% savings on all the big signature events. That would be the rock and roll Asian themed event Thursday night, the Friday night barbecue battle, which is going to be for the first time in an outdoor venue with live fire smoking. And all kinds of great competitors coming from around the country. We got steaks hitting the table here. And then, of course, Saturday is the grand tasting. And then Sunday, a new brunch event along with Family Day. Family Day is free. The brunch event is a ticketed event. You get 15% off all the big signature ticketed events with the Lunchbox promo code. Just type in Lunchbox for the extra savings. Go online to vlfoodwine.com to take a look at all the different events, intimate dinners. It's going to be a great time. Going to be after the holidays, but now's the time to get those stocking stuffers for the food lovers in your life with some tickets, and now the additional savings with the Lunchbox promo code VLFoodWine.com. All right, let's take that first break, and we'll dig into some of these great steaks and sides, and then we'll have a little special presentation to Jack Studiali, the proprietor of the family-run Tropical Acres here
George,
in
thank you.
Dania Beach.
Edlin.
Nice, John.
Is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. TransWorld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at TransWorld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligan's, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to TransWorld to help sell. Contact TransWorld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Best restaurants in South Florida? Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new burrito tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices, served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, we're back on the Lunchbox. Welcome back. We're at Tropical Acres Steakhouse on Griffin Road in Dania, Old Fort Lauderdale, for an iconic Eateries of South Florida edition. TransWorld Business Advisors, Andy Cagnetta next to me, Jack Studiali, the proprietor here next to him. Jeff Defo DeForest is at the far end. Mike Lubitz, headsetless today, but he is working the mixing board furiously, also taking some videos for the IG and TikTok reels later. And we're on to the meat of the matter, Defo. We got a whole bunch of steaks in front of
Literally
us.
the meat of the matter.
Yes.
This is going to be my first bite of the chopped steak ever. I'm about to do that.
Oh, I'm glad that you're getting to try it.
And the Wagyu ribeye is off the chart.
Jack,
Great.
explain to the folks here what we have in front of us, because we got a couple of items that we haven't seen before on the Lunchbox.
My right, your left, we've got the chop steak, ground every day, fresh.
Ground sirloin, right?
Sirloin and filet.
Oh, wow.
You know, all of the trimmings.
That's a new trick.
Well, we get the trimmings from the New York strips,
Right.
and the trimmings from the filet.
Oh,
We blend them.
that's a
And
beautiful
it's a good
thing.
80-20 mix. And 14-ounce burger, chop steak, and we cook it to the temp desired. And then it's served with sauteed onions, sauteed mushrooms, gorgonzola cheese, all of or any combination of those.
Defo, your initial
Equal us
reaction?
with onions.
Excellent. Outstanding. I'm not just saying that because I'm sitting next to Jack. Really is outstanding. I would not be inclined to order a chopped steak off a menu at a steakhouse necessarily, because I'm thinking I'm going for something more along the lines of the ribeye or the filet. But if this was a choice that was made at the table and you had some, you would love it.
It's a sleeper.
And, it's become a favorite, as you said, Jack, of a lot of people, including Lubie's father, who's not an easy man to please.
Oh, and her mother.
Yeah.
The mother, yeah.
Oh, the mother, yeah.
It was my father and his mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's, as the kids say these days, don't sleep on the chopped sirloin. And I say don't
Excellent
sleep on it
choice.
because you're going to wake up with some stains in your
Yeah.
pajamas.
Yeah, there you
But no, that's again,
But it's
sleeper hit of the menu is great.
It is a sleeper. I mean, people come in just for that.
Yeah.
And it's not that
Does
they
anybody bring
only want to spend $18. It's just that that's what they like. And
It's
there's plenty of flavor. They get it with all the fixings, and it's just enjoyable to them. And that's what ultimately we want them to do. We want this to be a great experience. If it costs them less, so be it. But more important is a good experience.
I was going to ask if anybody comes in and sneaks in their own buns, because like you said, it's kind of like a premium hamburger. You slap that on a big roll and you'd have one of these $34 burgers that they're charging in some places now.
I've wanted to do this with a nice brioche bun and fresh tomato and list, but I keep getting shot down by the younger generation.
No, just keep it simple. It's pure. And
okay, I'm not going to rock the boat.
Yeah,
they're
all right.
coming in and they're feeling their oats, and they're kind of telling me what to do now.
It's all good. And then in the in the middle here, you have a beautiful new item, relatively new special, right?
Yeah, it's a ribeye. This is a 16-ounce Wagyu
American Wagyu beef, right?
beef. Yeah, and it's very good. We each had a piece, and it was
Yeah, it was
very
Fantastic.
tender.
Yeah.
Melt in your
Real
mouth,
delicious.
tender, a
Now
higher
it's
fat content.
Additional marbling, more so than the certified Angus beef, but it's a little pricier. If you want to pay the price, it's got a little more marbling in it, but a little more tender and a little heartier beef flavor.
You know what I say, Jack?
And then we
is-
have a petite fillet. Told them to give us a small one.
That's,
Yep,
it
that's
cooked?
perfect. Oh, it feels like it's a nice
medium.
medium, very tender. I'm gonna
that's a long time Mayo favorite.
take a
The fillet?
Yeah, I love the fillet.
The
It's
fillet is
tender
the
and it's
single most
beautiful, and
popular item we serve.
Oh, yeah.
I'll cut up.
We have
couple of
3 different
pieces.
sizes. We have the 6-ounce, the 8-ounce, and the 10-ounce. And then on the surf and turf, you can get a 6-ounce, 8-ounce, or a 10-ounce fillet with your 2 lobster
There you go,
tails.
Andy. There's
So
a little
the
piece for
fillet is
you.
the single most popular item. Second in line is the prime rib, which I didn't have them bring that out tonight.
What's up?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
okay.
sure.
No, the
Yeah.
prime rib is a perennial
I'll
here,
still
and
Take
it's
that.
always
No,
a
I'm not going to have any.
focal point of discussion on the Let's Eat group. People are always looking for good prime ribs, and I send them here because it's, again, the technique, the tenderness, and
Yeah,
the
we had
desired
that last
doneness.
time, and I looked at it before you came, and it wasn't done.
Yeah.
It wasn't cooked yet.
Oh, okay.
It was
yeah.
almost cooked.
You know, I like it rare, but
yeah, it was a little too rare right
That's
now.
okay. And
I
again,
mean, we
that's
cook it overnight. The ribs we're going to use tonight, they went in last night. They
Yep.
went in at 10 o'clock,
Mm.
and they
it's like an 18-hour process,
Yeah.
right? About that. Yeah.
before they're done. Now it cooks for anywhere from 3.5 to 5 hours, depending on how many you put in the Alto Sham oven. It's a cook and hold, and then it holds it. But after the 4.5 hours of cooking, it's still not cooked.
Mm.
It takes at least another 6 to 7 hours before it's cooked and you can eat it.
Mhm.
So the cooking temperature is 200 degrees. It gradually slows down
Low and
to
slow.
150.
Right.
But it's not going to come to 150 for at least 6 or 7 more
Mhm.
hours. And
Mm.
that's when the cooking process is
And that's where you
complete.
get the tenderness, the low and
Yeah,
slow.
that
It's,
long, slow. It breaks down any fiber, any sinew,
Right.
it just breaks
And-
down the texture of the meat and makes it so soft.
and you used to offer 3 sizes, but now it's like basically build your own. You can basically make the size that you want, adding
Yeah.
on ounces to the various different ones. You've got the regular, the queen
Yeah.
cut, and the king cut.
Yeah.
And then you can also boost it.
And then you add by the ounce. You
Yeah.
want 1 ounce, it's another certain amount of money.
Again, this is
But-
why I
but
love.
people. Okay, the big one, the king cut, is 14 ounce.
Right.
I want 6 more ounces. So
Yep.
now we got to cut a 20 ounce. Again, I don't know how you can eat 20 ounces of, because there's a little bit of fat in the
That little ribbon, yeah.
the ribbon
Interior.
below the decal.
But it's a beautiful thing because you give people options here. So again, if they want to have a bigger steak, you can make
Yeah.
a bigger steak. If you want to have different size fillet or different cuts of the fillet, again, and if people want to spend a little more on the Wagyu cuts, you give that. And the other thing that I've been noticing on the specials board is your big tomahawk steak,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that's been selling as well, right?
Yeah, that sells very well. For that person that wants to spend the $98 for the 34-ounce tomahawk. And again, it's certified Angus beef. It's bred well. It's cooked properly. It's held well, and
Yeah.
and it's served a nice presentation.
So-
And we tasted a couple of steaks the other day. What was one? It was a hanger steak
Mm-hmm.
and a flat iron steak.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've probably heard of that. Flat iron's pretty common. And a hanger steak is getting more and more popular.
Yeah,
The hanger steak was so flavorful, and
Yeah.
it's the one piece of meat or the one cut that there's only one on a steer.
okay.
Where a tenderloin, there's 2 tenderloins, one on each side. The skirt steak, there's 2, one on each side. Hanger steak, there's only one. Makes it a little pricey,
and I know
but it's
this
got
is
a lot of flavor.
this is something you and Joe are always constantly looking, improvements, innovating, new menu items. You got the pork chop on there now that my
Oh.
brother had last time. He loved. You've got now some of that ravioli for some of the more
Oh, boy.
vegetarians out there, other meat alternatives. And look, we still got stuff that is just coming out to the table here. It looks like our crab cakes.
wow.
That's part of. You have the crab cake appetizer platter. That's great. You've got. Sometimes if you want to have crab cakes as a main course, or also you have stone crab season, you have stone crabs available for
Yeah, we have stone
appetizers.
crabs now.
Everything. It's
Yeah.
all here.
Crab cakes, people love them.
Yep.
It's
Very flavorful.
Yeah.
It's also one of my favorite things is getting that appetizer platter that has a crab cake and then those crab stuffed mushrooms
Yeah.
and the mozzarella sticks and all
He
that.
knows the menu better than I do.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I've been
well,
here a few
you're-
times. Yeah, Andy, dig in.
You're more than you're
And
more than I
before
am.
we get to having the bestowing of the the iconic Eatery of South Florida award, I want to just also remind people and laud you for your recent honors, Jack. Right behind us,
Oh,
you have the new
yes.
the plaque that designates you. The Sun Sentinel readers chose you as the best steakhouse in South Florida. It was
Yeah.
their open competition where people
that.
nominate their favorites. You made the top 5, and not just made the top 5. I understand that you obliterated the competition again because of the combination of quality, value, service, hospitality. All these elements are here at Tropical Acres, and congrats on that honor.
Yeah. Thank you.
And,
Let me show you one more that we just
oh,
got. We
uh-oh,
just
he's
got
got more.
Wednesday.
All right, take it easy on the
It's a weapon.
on those.
Oh, it is a weapon.
It looks like things that various chefs that I've given only 1 star have chased me with.
Yeah, this. I don't know if you can pick that up. That's a cleaver.
Oh, that's a cleaver. Okay, and this
Yeah.
is the certified Angus beef. Oh
There
my
you
god!
go.
Oh my god!
and he's got it. He's got the weapon.
That's
Yeah. This is from the certified Angus beef in
very
Ohio.
nice.
This is a national representation.
excellent. Well, we're gonna hand you one more plaque,
one
some
more
more
plaque. Another
hardware to
plaque?
put up on the
Yeah.
walls here. And Andy, do you want to do the honors? And then
Sure.
we'll show it to the folks at home here. We got our beautiful new iconic Eateries
That's
plaque.
beautiful.
There you go.
And Jack, congratulations. I'm going to have somebody read it. Andy, do you want to do the honors?
Iconic Eatery of South Florida, presented to Tropical Acres Steakhouse, founded in 1949, 75 years. A landmark family-run restaurant celebrating 75 years, renowned for generous value, gracious hospitality, and delectable steaks, seafood, and prime rib. November 2024, presented by Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, sponsored by TransWorld Business Advisors. Congratulations, Jack, and to the family. We love this place. Our family loves this place.
That's
we come
awesome.
all the time.
All right.
Wow.
So,
Here's
Thank
to
you.
Jack and Joe
so
and
much.
Jackson and Marie and the whole
Everybody,
crew
yes.
here.
Thanks. That's great.
Nice job.
Thanks,
And
Elon.
yeah, we figured, you know,
Yeah.
we got Elon Stern here from TransWorld helping us out.
Yeah.
So,
Elon is here again. TransWorld is there for you if you want to.
I can't
buy
wait to
us.
hang this up.
Yeah. Oh,
Thanks,
good. And you could replace that other review, which is getting yellow, the one that's by Michael Mayo from the Sunset.
Oh, gee.
No, that one can stay too.
Is there one of there?
Yeah, I'm up on
I
the
know.
wall.
I know.
But no, I'm so glad. Jack, congratulations. Keep up the great work here.
absolutely.
You
That
know
makes-
how much we love
all
this place.
these little it makes it that much more worthwhile.
Yeah.
I mean, we do it because we love it. It's in our blood. We've been doing it for most of my staff have been doing it for years. But if you didn't love it, you're
in
not
the
gonna
wrong business.
You're
Yeah.
not going to do it well, and you should find something else to
And
do.
everybody loves acknowledgement because 9 times out of 10, when somebody is talking to you about something, it's something that went wrong or a complaint. So when you can actually hear some compliments, that's
Yeah.
always a good thing.
Yeah, we do get a lot of compliments.
Yeah.
Way more than the other. But
That's good.
it's and it's encouraging when the people are leaving, and that's why the servers and the servers, regardless if they waited on you or not. Gabby was there the other night. Gabrielle, she was there, and as she was at that station. But when a customer walked by, she said, "Good night. Hope you had a great evening." She didn't wait on them. She's part of the house. She's part of the
family
aura that we
Yeah.
try to. We really appreciate when people come in. We appreciate when they have a good dinner, a good experience, and that's what we're here for.
Well, we always appreciate coming in here and seeing you guys because it is, again, a nice change of pace from the typical corporate and personal places. Tropical Acres, folks. TransWorld, we're going to take our next break. I know, Andy,
Yep.
you've got a
Gotta
busy
run.
schedule, so we're going to let you run, and
you.
we'll take our next break, and then we will come back and wrap up this edition of the Lunchbox Iconic Eateries edition from Tropical Acres, Griffin Road in Dania Beach after these words. From a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Freshest fish Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway, just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining, and they are now featuring a monthly lamb roast brunch on the first Sunday of every month. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima. For reservations and information, go to tavernakima.com. We're back on the Lunchbox. He caught me cutting the American Wagyu, and look at this, beautiful red center, good marbling, and getting Jack back in place here. Andy Cagnetta from TransWorld, great sponsors of the iconic Eateries segment once a month here on the Lunchbox. He had to go off to his next.
He's closing like 6 deals today. He's unbelievable. This guy.
This is a man. He's
I've
very
known
busy.
a guy 30 years. We were just saying as he was leaving, and hey, I remember he's just started out. There was TransWorld Business Brokers back in the day. Changed the transition to TransWorld Business Advisors, and expanded his horizons enormously over the 30 years. So, great success story. Much like Tropical Acres, great success story.
It's great again that he's enabling businesses that are long running and long beloved in the community stay open. And again, the latest example, the Hot Dog Heaven, and hopefully we'll be in there next month with the new owners, and they're hoping to open up, I guess, within the next 2 weeks, maybe right around or after the Thanksgiving holiday. But meanwhile, I am tearing into this steak. It looks beautiful.
Which one do you have? The Wagyu?
This is the Wagyu. Here, take a piece of that. That's it. Here, I got that. He's going for the filet. Pro tip here, you know, the steaks at Tropical Acres are served on these sizzling metal platters. So what I do is, and you could also request it just being on a regular plate so that it won't be so hot and it won't keep cooking. But what I do is I tend to order like
Undercooked?
rare on the undercooked
let it
side,
cook
then I
itself?
slice it and kind of give it a quick sizzle to finish it off.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's it, because I'm a pro and I'm
Yeah.
not a
There you
newbie, so I'm here. Let's talk Dolphins.
Oh boy.
What do you think? Good game yesterday,
At least they're turning it around.
right?
Yeah.
Defo, your thoughts?
They're on the rise, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
One story I like, and I don't know how it's going to turn out. Let's hope it turns out well. Is this whole Tua thing, because the world was saying that he should retire and get out of football. And since he's come back, if you look at his passing accuracy stats, I think he's got to be completing 75% of his passes or something like that. And you can see the difference that he has sparked in the offense. It hasn't been overwhelmingly great, but at least efficient, and they drive and they score the football. And so, yeah, it's an interesting story for a guy that everybody said should get out of the game. He's made a pretty brilliant comeback, I would have to say. And let's hope nothing, doesn't have a bad ending like the Tyson fight did. But well, that didn't really have a bad ending. I mean, that had a very happy
middle
ending.
or end, or what? I don't know.
Well, it was
Again,
great. Paul makes $40 million. Tyson makes $20 million. The two girls that fought it out and they put on a sensational show. They made more money than they've ever.
I heard
dreamt
one of them
making.
was being suspended. Did she do something wrong? The winner or something like that?
Headbutts, a lot of headbutts.
Okay,
in the
no,
fight.
she's been suspended. I don't know if they're overturning the result, but I read that this morning in the headlines.
They never overturn these results in boxing. Trust
Okay.
me, I've lost many a bet because of the bad
Okay.
decisions. But yeah, I mean, it was a winning night for everybody, and nobody got hurt. Which I think Jake Paul realized that Tyson had nothing, and so he just carried him.
But again, I didn't see it. I can't comment on it. Nobody got ripped off because nobody had to pay an extra dime. If you're paying for Netflix,
People were screaming though. Netflix was incapable of handling what happened to them.
Yep.
They had an overload, and so you were getting the dreaded circle that we get sometimes trying to hook up with Lubie on these video streams.
Buffering.
Getting the buffering, and then they had a lot of technical problems too.
Did you watch it, Jack, or you said
Yeah.
you were falling asleep?
Yeah.
Well, I waited till it started.
Yeah.
And 20 minutes into it, not at all.
I deliberately-
it was like midnight.
Yeah. Well, that's not uncommon though in big fights to
No.
have the-
No. Usually
main
it's
event at
a midnight
Eastern.
because it's usually held in Vegas, which is 3 hours behind the
Yeah.
East Coast, and it's usually midnight here and 9 p.m. there. This was at AT&T Field. Was Jerry Jones there?
Jerry was there. In fact, he got on for an interview between a couple of the fights, and then he congratulated Netflix on being on their new launch.
Yeah.
Which they've been around, I guess, 15 years, but he said that this was going to catapult them into some high level
Did
of
he
recognition.
congratulate them on their excellent technical capabilities of handling 60 million people allegedly
Well, it's not
watching
just
at
that.
once?
I mean, they had a lot of. I've worked a zillion boxing shows. Calling boxing, probably did 50 television
That's right.
shows.
Boxing is
And,
near
uh,
and dear.
You know,
to your
there
heart.
are definitely technical problems that go on in any live television broadcast, but not to that extent when you had that much time to prepare for what you think is going to be your big debut, maybe a one-shot time that you get the chance to show off what you can do technically. It was awful from that
I
standpoint.
just refuse to buy into that whole charade. But back to the Dolphins. Lubie, you're on the headset. Any comments? What
Lubie's
say
upset.
you? Why? Why are you upset, Lubie?
It's not about a 71. It's just the defense continues to be an issue, and people who now they're 4-6.
But they
if they
did
win next
make
week, they'll be 5-6.
They made a big pick late, which is something I haven't seen before.
They got
so
to stop late, but then they also let them march down the field again and almost score again. So it's what they've been doing all season, except for now teams are starting to cash in and get touchdowns. And the bend but don't break stuff always gets you in the end. Like at some point, the good offenses are going to put
Raiders
away
are not a
scores.
good team.
The Raiders literally changed their whole offensive staff in season, and that's a team that I think scored on 5 of 7 drives.
Jack,
with
as a
Gardner Minshew as their quarterback.
Yeah, they were going up and down the
Yeah.
field. Couldn't
Jack,
get off the field.
Here's a sobering statistic. The last time the Dolphins won the Super Bowl, not only was Richard Milhouse Nixon the president of the United States, but Tropical Acres at that point was only celebrating its 25th anniversary.
Wow.
Really?
In the 70s.
Maybe the
73.
Yeah, it's a little bit disheartening. What say you as a long time
That's a long
Are
time.
you a
was $1.
fan?
Steak was $1 back then.
former season ticket holder? What?
Yeah, we went there. And
Yeah.
we used to get a lot of, the guys that were memorable to us, Jim Kick, Larry Zonka.
Yeah.
I'm coming here all the time.
Did they come in here? Did Shula
Yeah.
come in here and get his whole steakhouse idea? He ripped
No,
you
no,
off, didn't he?
I've never seen Shula,
Okay.
but Nick Bonacani was a regular.
Yeah.
He lived in Hollywood.
Yeah. A lot of-
Jake Smith, the two
Jake
and-
Scott.
and Anderson.
Jake Scott.
Yeah.
Jake
Oh,
Scott.
yeah.
Jake Scott.
Yeah.
Dick
Jake Scott and Dick Anderson. Yep.
Yeah,
But
those
Jim
guys.
Kick.
Unsung heroes of that team.
This,
Yeah, that
was,
whole
guy,
this was when value
Jensen.
mattered to football.
Jim
players.
Jensen.
Crash. We love
Crash
Crash.
was
He
in
was
Crash is
the
great.
he was kind of utility player.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You could see him
Always-
cracking those lobsters without even using the nutcracker.
And you could probably throw it to him.
But it
from
was
10
it
yards
was
Yeah,
cool.
away.
everything.
And then later on, we had Steve Toll.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Steve Toll was a linebacker when Jason
Taylor.
was there.
Okay.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Steve
So
Toll.
you've seen your share of athletes and
we
football
don't see
players.
too many
here.
anymore.
Okay. Well,
Um,
you know,
I don't know. Maybe our prices aren't high enough.
That was going to
That's the
say.
I was going to
Yeah.
say it
Right.
used to be
There's a
back
lot of people that
when NFL players actually had to work during the offseason because they weren't getting paid that much, and value was a consideration. Now they have
Yeah,
all
now
this
they-
guaranteed money. But
Yeah.
hey, look, it's heartening the fact that everybody was writing off the Dolphins season, including me, just earlier, when basically we started this month, and lo and behold, it shows you how quickly things can turn in this league where
I think they're only a game out of the playoffs.
that basically by Thanksgiving Day, because they are playing on Thanksgiving at Green Bay, they could be a 500 team again. They could be back to 6-6 after wins this week against
possible
New
wild
England.
card. Still
Possible wild card. Everybody else in the AFC East is garbage, except Buffalo's going to win the division.
Mhm.
And then
the Chiefs are struggling. I mean,
And there's a
the
lot
Ravens
of-
are struggling. The Steelers. I mean, the AFC is a logjam. So we'll
there's
see.
a lot of mediocre teams out there, and the Dolphins could rise to the playoff occasion, but I don't think anybody thinks they're going to go anywhere because it just looks like,
Yeah.
the Bills.
Will you be having a Super Bowl party here at Tropical Acres? You
No.
definitely should plan on one.
Well,
I'm trying to
And Saddam
remember.
running the table.
I'm
It's
trying
great.
to think if we should even be open.
No, you're not. So here we went through
Super
this
Bowl
a couple of
Sunday.
weeks
You're
ago.
not open on Sunday.
Because it used to be, you said we would close on Super Bowl Sunday because that was back when you guys would be open on Sundays during the
yes,
season.
That's right.
But for the last few years, ever since COVID, you've stayed closed Sundays throughout the year, which
Yeah,
I
you're
think
closed every
is
Sunday.
it's smart. It gives the family, the staff a break.
Thus, we're closed Super Bowl Sunday.
Thus, closed Super Bowl
Yeah.
Sunday, open Super Bowl Monday.
It was a terrible
That's
day for
it.
business.
All right. Defoe's got to
imagine
get
that.
out of here.
Oh, yeah,
we
I
got to
gotta run.
take our last break.
And then we will give the winner of the contest.
Oh,
which we haven't
yes.
done yet.
One of
Lisa
these
Koch
days.
has
What a
been asking
tease this week. All right.
incessantly, so-
After the final break, you will not see Defo until tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to be, I have no idea when because my brain is in a fog, but we'll be somewhere tomorrow. And when we are, you'll see us again. But meanwhile, let's take our final break and we'll be back with Jack Studiali, eat some more steaks, and give a contest winner after these words. A little further inland, Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C, 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial. Serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. A sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. We're back on the Lunchbox. Me and Jack, we're comparing health notes here because we eat all this good, healthy steak.
Oh,
Sometimes
Yeah.
the blood work. No,
mix
it's
it
all
up
good.
with fruits and vegetables.
My cardiologist was so pleased with my numbers because I increased the dosage of my statin to 20 milligrams, and it's like I'm a new man. It's great. I could eat all the Wagyu beef I want.
Good for you.
You're something.
I
have
am
no
something.
comment to that ridiculous thing
Uh,
you just said.
Yeah, I am a ridiculous human being sometimes, but there's nothing ridiculous.
So we
about
did have a contest, right?
75
Yeah, I'm gonna
years.
set
Yes,
that,
we
Mr. Jack.
did. Thank you for reminding me. It's on my show sheet, but I've just been swept away by all this stuff
Lots
going
of
on.
steak. Everyone's
I'm
like, eat the steak. We will
also-
eat the steak. I promise. My cousin's
Right.
chiming in. Eat the steak. So we will eat the
Also,
steak.
on
Really?
my
Yeah,
show
no.
sheet is
Finish
my-
the steak. I'm like, we're not going to leave steak. Believe me. Anyone who's watched our shows, believe me, the food gets put away.
Yeah,
especially here. at
as
Tropical
long as there's no McRibs involved, which I commented on this morning. My God, do I hate the McRib, and I can't believe I ate one on one of the first editions of the Lunchbox that we ever did back before video, when it was on WW.
Which that would have actually been good for
and-
video. You being utterly ill.
Oh, well, since we're doing video, maybe for the sake
Yeah, we'll have to
of,
do
I
one.
might have to get one McRib when McDonald's. Have you ever had one, Jack?
No,
They're terrible.
I've never had one.
People, I actually don't mind it, but I will say it's not good.
Like if McDonald's put on a platter of chicken Big Mac, which is awful.
Oh God,
we tried that.
Yeah, I
It's
would.
a
I
new
rather
item.
the McRib and then chicken
And a
Big Mac.
McRib, and they said choose one or the other.
I would
I
choose
said
McRib.
no, I choose death.
Starvation.
Can I come to Tropical Acres first?
Exactly. Please God.
All right. We have got a contest winner, as usual, the Sunday brunch at Gulfstream Park, 10 Palms, Joe Beja. We had a contest this past week, and we have a winner. And basically, I was asking in honor of National Homemade Bread Day over the weekend. We went with a baker. Zach the Baker was the answer.
Yep.
I don't know if you've ever been there, but he makes some really good, interesting loaves. And
He's
he
like
also-
renowned for bread.
Oh, yeah. And he also has a
James
full-fledged
Beard Award.
restaurant
bread.
in Wynwood that he has all kinds of good items. And I didn't know whether to be really persnickety on the judging because some people misspelled Zach as
No.
Z-A-C-K. It's just Z-A-K, Zach the Baker.
Well, that shows they didn't look it up, so you know what? I'd give it to him.
Yeah, but I included everybody that had any rendition of Zach the Baker. Then we got to the contest race, the 10th race at Gulfstream on Saturday. It was won by the favorite, number 6, Secret Chat. And there was also 3 scratches. So if you had the number 1, the number 8, or the number 11 besides the number 6, because it was the favorite, you all advanced to the tiebreaker.
Did the chalk win?
We had 9 people advance to the tiebreaker, and then it came down to
So the chalk did win.
the chalk one. It was Secret
Dolphins, right?
Chat number 6. We get to the Dolphins game. Nobody had Dolphins by 15, but one person had Dolphins by 14, along with the winning horse and Zach the Baker. And we have our, I think it's an all-time winner. 4-time winner of the contest, 3-time winner this year. She spaced it out so that every time she gets out of jail, she wins a couple of weeks later. Because we have the 90-day, you can't win 90 days.
Block you for 3 months.
Enter.
So impressive you can win 4 times in a year.
Megan Cullins.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be a
Congratulations.
No,
we don't give a buzzer. We give a round of applause. Megan Cullins. Congratulations,
Megan.
For the 3rd time this year and the 4th time overall. I think you are now ahead in the all-time victory.
And she doesn't have
chart.
like a whole family, I think, that goes in either. I think it's just her.
Megan Cullins, you have won Sunday brunch for 2 at Tropical Acres. I'll be informing you.
Sunday brunch for 2
Sunday
at
brunch.
10
No,
Palms
did I say-
at Gulfstream Park. They don't do brunch here. They're closed on Sunday. They're closed on Sunday.
I mean, we will.
I have
But
Tropical
Gulfstream
Acres
Park's
on the brain.
10 Palms
Yeah,
is where you'll have your brunch.
This is what happens when you
A
get to be
voucher for 2.
58, and I didn't even take any punches from Jake Paul.
You get the meat sweats.
I think it's that there's meat
sweats.
everywhere.
I think it's the cholesterol might be clogging my brain. The statins.
Congratulations,
No,
Megan.
It's all good.
Megan, congratulations.
Sunday brunch for 2 at 10 Palms at Gulfstream Park.
Yes, sir.
Park.
Yes,
If you want Monday dinner for 2, Tropical
Right
Acres
here. Oh.
is the value.
Well, and
place
it's funny,
to
and I
come.
wasn't on a microphone, but you said it, and I pulled a Mayo because we were here. We didn't do the happy hour because it was my parents, but we did the lobster special still going on and still going on until this Friday. So you could do exactly what we did last week. It was a Monday night, and it was we did the half off a bottle of wine, and my wife was going to order 2 glasses of wine.
Yeah,
and it was going to be more money. I'm like, babe, I love you. They're doing half off a bottle of wine. And she's like, what? She couldn't do the math. And then the server, which shows you how good they are here, offered it up before I even had to and said,
right. He's
instead
not
of 2
trying
glasses,
to
you can get a half a bottle for less.
He's looking to save the guest money,
Which
is
not every place does that. And I appreciate
a
it.
nice rarity at a place. And the other thing, Jack, which you can point out, is because you do have a full-scale liquor
Yeah, they have a
license.
liquor
You're
license.
allowed to sell for off-premises consumption. You I guess had one of the first liquor licenses in the state.
Number 55.
It's like double digit.
55.
55.
And so you do
thousands of
have a
dollars.
display case up front where you can buy a full liquor
It's
and
convenience for the customers. And we sell, a dozen a week.
But
somebody wants a,
Yeah,
a
that's pretty
bottle
cool.
of amaretto to take home, or
You're here.
or Tito's, they're here. And I don't make any money on it.
But
It's
here's
just
the
to
other thing.
offer another convenience to
here's
customer.
the other thing you guys do, which I sometimes, as a single solo diner, not much anymore, but I would sometimes come in the bar on a Monday night. And again, it's such a great deal to get the half price bottle, but I'm not going to drink a whole bottle of wine by
But
myself.
they'll let you take it, right?
And I'm far too selfish to, start pouring glasses for everybody in the bar. But they will put a cork in it and
And
put
let
it
you
in a
take it home.
bag and staple it. You're allowed to take it home, right?
Yeah.
If
Needs to be in a sealed bag,
Right.
with the invoice or your dinner check
Right,
showing
that
that
you bought
you
it here.
purchased it in
Here.
a restaurant.
Yeah, why
but
not?
they will
Yeah.
rebottle it, cork it, and
Yeah.
you can, I get a
A lot of
beautiful.
people-
Yeah, we finished our wine.
Okay.
I asked, and then that was gone. But I can see that being a positive if
And
you're
one
just
of
by
the-
yourself.
One of the great things of having Val in my life is when we come here for Monday, Tuesday, and we sit at the bar, we'll polish off a whole half price bottle.
Exactly.
It's all good.
And it's Monday and Tuesday.
There's some
every
hot
week.
wines out too.
Yeah, you
When you have a
guys.
nice wine, you have nice
This,
wine
this
list. Yeah.
Walking Fool by Camus, I can't. We can hardly keep it in stock.
Yeah, you get some
And
really
it's
nice.
becoming an allocated item because it's so popular nationwide that they're going to limit us to 3 cases a week.
Oh,
And
no,
I'm having no trouble selling that.
There you go.
That's it. Well, again, the full selection
So
here.
we're pushing other wines.
Wine,
There you go.
food, service. You got it all. Thank you, Jack. As usual, a pleasure.
You guys are the best.
I hope
Congratulations
that
on
you
10
are,
years.
feeling well and getting through the Thanksgiving weekend
Yep.
in fine shape. Again, congratulations on your iconic eatery status. One more feather in the cap.
Yeah,
of the folks here.
got an extra week this year.
That's
for
it.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. It's next week.
You need how many? Well, do you
They're
know how many
full.
pounds of turkey that you go through? You haven't did the tally yet.
What's 18 times 40?
That's almost 800.
Or 780,
720. 720. That's it. 800 times 4. 720.
720 pounds of turkey.
That's a lot of.
Jesus.
That's a lot of bird.
Yeah.
Have you tallied up how many twin lobster specials you've
Oh
sold
my
this
gosh.
season?
No, but I can.
Next month or
Yeah.
next time we do a
And,
show together,
Yeah.
I will get that figure because I'm
Neil,
always-
the gentleman we get our lobsters from in New Hampshire,
Yes.
Shire's Lobster Pound.
Yes.
He is he's going to be sorry to see us go. We do a lot of business with him.
It's just the time of year where you want to shift
Yeah.
towards the local waters, and
But prices are getting up. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm paying, let's see, I'm paying $2.25 more now
Then
than I
in the
did
summer.
when we started it.
Okay,
in
back
May
in
and
May.
June.
Yep. Because
Which it hurts, but
Right.
you know what? You can't tell the customer,
Right.
I got to get $2 more for
No,
this.
lobster is seasonal.
We commit to something,
and
and being
you
responsible
see it all the way through.
entrepreneurs, we
Excellent.
yeah.
All good. Thank you, Jack. Pass on our regards to Joe and Jackson.
Yep.
And,
And Terry says
And
hello.
Terry.
Hi,
Terry.
Terry's
Terry.
fantastic.
And that's going to do it for today. Tomorrow we do have a double header. It's that time of year where we're packing in a lot of goodies because then we'll have some time off during the holidays. Tomorrow, 1 p.m., Taco Craft, Lauderdale by the Sea, the beach location. And then we're going to be doing a sneak peek preview of a restaurant that's not open yet, but hopefully soon will be. And that's Eddie and Vinny's with our friend Eddie Pizzoli.
Formerly Tavolino's.
Formalino Tavolino de la Notte in Coral Springs.
Yeah, I've been there.
And again, they are poised for a reopening under a rebranded name of Eddie and Vinny's. That's his sons and also his father and uncle. Family affair. Again, we love family
Yeah, we love our
operated
family
restaurants, and they are going to be doing some quality Italian food and seafood. We'll talk more with Eddie tomorrow about what is taking shape there on Sample Road in Coral Springs. All right, that's going to do it for today.
Thanks,
Congrats to Megan Cullens. Congrats to Jack and the Tropical Acres crew, and congrats to Jake Paul and the Dolphins and
Yeah.
Tua. All right, we'll see everybody tomorrow. Enjoy every steak, enjoy every chopped sirloin, and enjoy every sandwich.